Hey yo everyone, what's poppin'? Today we're gonna react to Goji-san's newest video, what happens when Pacific Rim Jaegers face off against MONSTERVERSE Titans, Godzilla, Kong, and Mechagodzilla. Oh, don't worry, I can answer this without reacting. Are you sure about that, Ichi? Yes, stand back, Godzilla. Alright. Alright, Donut, put in a JPEG of Gypsy Danger. Nice, nice. Alright, this is what happens. Die! See? He's dead. Yeah, but how about we react to the video? Alright, whatever. Google hit play. You got it, boys. You know, I may have just kicked that butt.
What if Jaegers made themselves present in the MONSTERVERSE? In this episode, we will analyze different scenarios.
You know what happens? They turn into dust like the JPEG did. Ha!
These types of kaiju, but not just any monsters.
It's not gonna go well. Let me tell you, you fight me, I'm just gonna murder all the pilots. Yes, that is true. I mean, they basically made a Jaeger with MECHAGODZILLA. That is basically a Jaeger, and it died. And so did Ren Sarazawa. Yeah, we don't even need this video. Edit the other one, you know, the dinosaur one. Wink, wink. Godzilla, please don't spoil it. Fine, I won't. Yes, don't spoil it.
Coming up, Pacific Rim Jaegers in the MONSTERVERSE.
You know, I always like the Crimson Typhoon. He had awesome design. Oh, they got an ad. Sweet, we never get those.
And now, let's see.
You know, I'm glad you guys get the Raid Shadow Legends ads. Cougar only gets this Typhoon, Cocoon, whatever. Don't diss them, they paid for Gels PC. I'm not, you just suck. Yeah, that's fair. They're giant robots people pilot, that's it, and they fight off the stupid Kaiju in that movie. Yes, I'm just saying, MONSTERVERSE Titans besides Rodan would slaughter those ones. Yeah. Did you know we actually make cameos on the board? Yes, everybody knows that. Oh, look at the giant underwater portal. It would suck if I just gravity beam them. Why didn't they just drop an oxygen destroyer down there? That probably would work. Yes, Can we get more Crimson Typhoon? Like, he died way too soon. He had one of the coolest mechs and we needed to see more. But no, Guillermo del Toro just killed him right away.
By fighting them in this manner, humanity would
maybe
no
don't do
longer
hand to hand. Maybe make them like all have swords, since that was really effective instead of dumb plasma cannons. Yeah. For example, instead just make like giant rotating blades that can be caught and stopped. Just give them giant plasma swords. There you go.
But how big are these compared to MONSTERVERSE
No, but put a bunch of missiles into their chest. Yes, that works so well.
230 to up to 280 feet in height. In terms of weight, these were a lot
Chernobyl
lighter
Alpha
than
was actually a
anticipated.
really fun design.
Admittedly, the official weights for these Jaegers are all over the place. Some ranging from 2,000 tons to up to 7,000 tons.
Whoa,
For the purposes of making these as realistic as possible in this video, we will align with the higher end figures.
You know, the first Pacific Rim was really realistic. They moved slow, they seemed real. The second one, they're like doing backflips and
massive gap
that's why it sucked.
It
didn't suck, it just wasn't as good.
Meaning that it would be illogical for a single Jaeger to successfully
look at how big I am against that little thing. I'd squish him, boy.
Especially MECHAGODZILLA would have a massive height advantage over any of these
Jaegers. Yeah, I mean, dude, I beat MECHAGODZILLA. You think I can't beat a Jaeger? Jeez.
Goji said, what are you thinking? To destroy a Jaeger with a single hit. Especially since
that's
all
right.
of these
Kong could
kaiju
just be
here
like,
have some serious upper body strength.
No, you know in the corner.
The only way to make these scenarios at all interesting will be by assigning a number of Jaegers to take on these kaiju.
Or just
Not
make
a 1v1 match, but a squad of these to carry on an assault against our MONSTERVERSE contestants. Now that we have a clearer picture of how these Jaegers could perform, let us now start analyzing our first battle scenario.
You know, I really enjoyed the Australian people with the worst Australian accents ever. Yeah, just like me. Yes.
We will begin with a kaiju whose
Jaegers versus Kong. Now they might win because Kong has soft skin. He got cut by a helicopter. Yeah, that's true. Maybe Crimson Typhoon could like cut his nipples off or something.
Such as this will
that's
require
a little statistic. I'm just saying.
And definitely handheld weapons that can counter its own. Fortunately for the Jaeger program, it has a plethora of mechs with different types of handheld weapons.
Okay, can I just say how dumb the stupid like big spinning ball was? Yes, it is pretty dumb. By housing
humans inside a mech, this will allow these pilots to literally know what it would feel like to fight Kong, just as if they were fighting another human.
I don't think they want to know what it's like to fight Kong. It's death.
Compared to an average Jaeger build, Kong is much more robust, wider,
I like this 3D render you got going on,
Goji.
When will we get more 3D dinosaur fights? Bring them back.
In terms of combat ability, almost as intelligent as a human. Knowing this, we can
yeah,
rule
man,
out
I
the
mean, Kong is
possibility of
really
a single
smart,
Jaeger
even though we call him
defeating
dumb. The movie
We will
Kong,
need
so yeah, he
a
probably
lot
just
more.
ripped the head off.
For this specific fight, we think
Give them
the
like
most
20
important
Jaegers.
factors to consider is 1, dexterity, 2, mobility, and 3, intelligence.
You do realize
In
Kong
terms
is like
of
the most
dexterity,
dexterous
both
one. They'll
humans
just
and
jump
Kong
away
will
from
be able
them.
to wield
Yeah,
handheld
maybe
weapons.
the plasma
Kong
can't.
just
Oh wait,
happens
no, you have
be
to
a
get close
master
to
at
use
this
that.
sort of thing.
Listen,
Once
we love
vastly
Pacific
outnumbered,
Rim,
an
but they
intelligent
don't stand a
titan
chance
like
against
Kong
us.
would
Yeah,
quickly
they
look
do
for
not. I
anything
would love
that
to
would
see
give
a
him the edge before he
Pacific
engages
Rim,
in
you know,
close combat.
Jaeger fight
Anything
Shin
such
Godzilla.
as
They just
his
get
axe, for
annihilated.
instance, would
Yes, they
immediately
would.
give Kong the edge in handheld weapons, as there is absolutely
Look at
no
Kong just
weapon
flying at them
possessed
like,
by any
I'm
Jaeger that
flying
could
through the
successfully
sky
counter
to
this
murder
axe.
you and your
This weapon
families.
alone is
Yeah.
estimated to be approximately 207 feet in length, more than 2/3 the
So what
length
they're
of the
saying is to
largest
split them in
Jaegers.
half.
Imagine
Yeah,
someone
pretty much.
hurling an extremely heavy axe at you. The results would be catastrophic. This weapon, with
if someone
these
threw an
swing
axe at me, I
speeds,
would
be
just
able to send a
move.
single Jaeger flying, or
Yes.
potentially cut
Yeah,
it
that
in
seems like a
half.
good plan. Worked real well for me.
Dispatching Jaegers in this form
Totally,
would
totally.
only mean that Kong would quickly be able to render down a squadron of Jaegers to half their number.
An
In
entire
order to defeat
squadron
Kong,
damn
the
dead in
remaining
seconds.
Jaegers would
Those
have to
families
resort
have no
to their
dads or
numbers
moms, huh?
and strategy.
Yeah, they would just die.
One thing that Kong has a serious advantage over the Jaegers in is mobility.
Movement speed.
Now, it's important to note
Called
that
it.
not all of these are created equal. Some Jaegers, such as the Mark VI seen in Pacific Rim Uprising, were a lot more agile
You mean
than
the
its
bad one?
predecessors. But
I mean, yes, they were more
Kong,
agile, but
these
the man, the
pale in
animation looks so
comparison.
bad.
Jaegers do
Yeah, it
not
did.
have a leap ability like Kong does, meaning that in terms of movement,
Kong could just be like,
Kong would
whoop,
easily
bye.
be able to pick these off
Yeah,
one
and
by
then they're
one
stuck
by
alone
flanking
narrating the
them and
video.
taking them out on their
Hello?
weaker sides. The only way to defeat this creature would be by teamwork.
There is
and
no
a
way
clever use
no,
of some of
it
their
wouldn't
better
work.
weapons, such as the arc whip, capable of lassoing Kong's appendages, disabling
Dude,
a
there
limb
is
for
no
some
way
time.
the arc whip
Or
would hold
furthermore, the
Kong.
use of a
I'm just
gravity
calling it
sling,
now. He
a
would
weapon
get out.
capable of hurling objects at Kong, leveraging centrifugal force. A constant
I still
barrage
don't
of
think that would
objects
work,
hurled at a
man. He
distance
just
would
freaking take the
potentially
hit.
weaken this titan.
He got
But
stomped
then
on by
again,
me and was
Kong's ability
fine.
to throw
He
back
got
these
shot
objects
by
would
Mechagodzilla
cancel
was
this
fine.
out, leaving the Jaegers with little to no chance of defeating this titan. A giant
Okay,
ape with
exactly.
supernatural
They wouldn't
leaping
stand a
abilities,
chance.
immense
You
strength,
think they have a chance against
dexterity, and
Mechagodzilla or
intelligence
Godzilla?
grants the
Hell
MONSTERVERSE
no.
its first
That's true.
win. Though realistically, if any kaiju were to side with humans,
I-
it would have been Kong. So in a
Yeah,
real-life
yeah, it would've
situation,
been.
we would most
So
likely
they wouldn't
never
really
see
fight. That's a
this
good
happen.
point, Goji
Up
said.
next, humanity
Listen,
will
all I'm
face a
saying
titan
is like,
who will
but using the
voluntarily
Jaegers
attack
from Pacific
humanity
Rim, where the
if
kaiju
provoked.
were smaller, and they granted they did get
Number
bigger,
two,
but they still never
Jaegers
our size.
versus
So
the
you know what?
G-Man.
Yeah, okay.
After a
No,
crushing
it's just not gonna
defeat
happen.
against
I'm just
Kong,
gonna win.
the
We don't even need to
Jaegers
see this
now
part of the
have to
video. I'm
switch
calling
their
it now.
attention to a
If
titan
you let
that,
the
if
Jaegers win,
provoked,
I will be
could
mad.
unleash
Only
calamity
I can
and
defeat
destruction
you.
to all
Yeah.
humanity. Godzilla. Now,
Damn
picking a
right,
fight
baby.
with a
Hey,
massive
that's my saying.
390
Damn right,
foot
baby.
tall kaiju with atomic weapons will be no easy task.
Like Kong
especially
is
since
maybe
this kaiju
faster
is
than
a
Godzilla or
whopping
more mobile, but he
99,000
got his
tons,
butt kicked
more
by
than
Godzilla
13
pretty
times
badly.
the weight of
Yeah,
a
he did.
single Jaeger.
You think some
Assuming
Jaeger is gonna
Jaegers were
beat him?
actually that
No.
heavy. To put this into weight perspective, this would be the same as a 160-pound
But here's the
person
thing.
fighting
If
against
Jaegers
approximately
were in the
13
Kaiju
overweight
universe of
house
MONSTERVERSE,
cats.
they would
Except
not
you're
be
armed
that
with
small.
atomic
They
ray
would know they have to
weaponry,
build them
and
bigger.
they
Hence why they built
aren't.
Mechagodzilla,
If
who
you
is
were a
essentially
Jaeger
a
pilot,
Jaeger.
you would now have
Yeah.
the honor of being able to combat Godzilla in hand-to-hand combat at a larger scale. But you're
Honor,
not alone.
dude, you're gonna get squished
Now,
like a
how
tin
would the
can.
Jaegers fare against such odds? To begin, let's bring
Not
out
well.
some of the most important factors to consider: ranged weaponry, overall strength,
Yeah,
and
so they're running
corporal
at me.
builds.
Breathe
In the
fire
past,
on
we
them.
have seen
They're
the
flying in
G-Men
on
go up
helicopters.
against different
Breathe
enemies.
fire
In
on them.
1v1
Sorry.
confrontations,
Radiation.
Godzilla
Breathe
proves to be a
radiation on
champion
them.
in single-hand
Oh, they
combat.
come from
But
underground?
against
I
many
breathe
foes,
radiation
Godzilla
down into
will
the ground.
struggle a
End
bit
of story.
more. This time, the G-Man will now face an entire squadron of Jaegers. So the best thing we
Oh
can
my
do to
God, what,
simulate
20?
the outcome is to think
20 would
like
still lose.
Godzilla. We know
I
this
think our
guy has a
squadron's full.
solid
I don't care.
strategic acumen and will try to exploit any advantage
Damn right
he
I
can
do, dude.
before engaging in
I
hand-to-hand
destroyed all the
combat.
advantages. I
As
pulled the
Godzilla
monkey
sees
into the
these
water,
approaching, he will most likely
buried
be
a
met
horse
with
to the
barrage of
ground, you know,
explosive
everything.
weaponry.
Yes,
In
you did.
response, Godzilla will deploy atomic breath and will attempt to wipe
Just
out as
spray
much
it
of the
like this.
opposing squadron as possible,
cut 'em all
since
in
he's
half.
severely outnumbered.
Dude, I wouldn't even hold it in a straight line. I just like whip that left and right like a sprinkler and wipe them all out.
Heck yes, you would. That against much lighter opponents, these would literally be sent flying or simply obliterated due to the blast. Once seeing that long-range combat is detrimental, the Jaegers would have to close in and fight Godzilla.
Dude, they wouldn't even get close. I just whip them with the tail. Or do you know, just rip them apart with your jaws. Like, look at how fast I ran after getting the boost from Mothra. You think I can't outrun the stupid robot? You didn't outrun MechaGodzilla. Yeah, but that has, like, your soul in it.
But a more devastating weapon against these Jaegers would be its tail. This particular
called it, Goji Senna. You should hire me to write scripts. You know, I am the G-Man after all. Yes, this is true. And hire Cougar to be in the video. Yeah, they should totally do that.
A much lighter Jaeger hit by the tip of this tail, for instance, would instantly be sliced down the middle.
See, exactly what I said. Just whip him with the tail, boom, dead. Yes.
Or worse,
I like this 3D render, but it's pretty nice. Whoever they hired to do this, good job, Goji Senna. Putting that money from your channel to use. All that sponsorship money, good use.
Yes, but serious, not likely. Godzilla's skin is capable.
I mean, yes, you could stick the sword into him, but what's that gonna do? Kong hit him with the axe and he pulled it out and threw it away. Yeah.
Proportionally difficult to penetrate, given that these weapons are very light compared to the.
Damn right. What do you think you're gonna do? Shoot me with a plasma cutter? I took nukes, atomic breath from MechaGodzilla, and this idiot's gravity beams. You think a little bit of a plasma cannon's gonna hurt me?
Most of these blades used by these Jaegers are superheated, meaning that if they do cut, these would most likely cauterize the wound, stopping any bleeding.
Dummies.
As we can see,
superheated things to like cauterize it. Thanks for helping him.
Task even for an entire squadron of Jaegers. Almost impossible without taking heavy losses. Although fighting against
what do you mean heavy losses? They're just gonna die.
Godzilla doesn't voluntarily attack unless provoked. The final monster on this list will attack without provocation.
Damn right he will. It's freaking you.
Jaegers versus MECHAGODZILLA.
Yes. Okay, so you're sending a bunch of ant-MECHAGODZILLAs at the big MECHAGODZILLA.
Different aspects. In many ways, both Jaegers and MECHAGODZILLA are very similar.
They would lose.
Both being controlled
See, call it.
They're
basically the same thing.
Except when I took over. MECHAGODZILLA's pilot would basically have to enter a transitory state in which his brain would intermingle with MECHAGODZILLA's AI.
Yes, but you see, that didn't go very well for Ren. No, it did not.
Both being very trippy processes, but not as trippy as kinda
it
sharing
does,
a consciousness with a homicidal, three-headed, bloodthirsty killer. In this scenario,
thank you, Goji Center. I am beautiful. He said homicidal killer. I know, I was thinking it's
MECHAGODZILLA. The factors to watch out for are ranged weaponry, melee weapons,
hey, look, it's the same 3D animation from a few videos ago.
We are potentially entering the most brutal of these fights, given that MECHAGODZILLA
Listen, I'm just going to tell what happened. They're gonna come at me, I'm going to destroy them for fun, and then rip the humans out and eat them for fun. Can't even swallow, just chew them up. Yeah.
But first, let's draw up this scenario.
MECHAGODZILLA, which is me, is angry, in pain me. What do you think I'm going to do? Murder all of them? Yes.
This Titan almost doubles the height of the smaller members of this squadron, equipped with buzzsaw hands, industrial grinder jaws,
imagine MECHAGODZILLA picking up a Jaeger with the buzzsaw hands, just cutting into it, while the pilots are screaming. Beautiful symphonies.
MECHAGODZILLA's AI is built to resemble the G-Man's
Yes, I am a murderous monster. Oh yeah, we kind of forget that with your silly acts and everything. That is right. I murdered thousands, and we do it again. Yeah, what about Kevin?
Yes, he's the worst. This squadron at a distance. This gets all the more interesting
using
once
Godzilla's
this guy
technique
gets
plus mine, boom,
with the
all of them
Jaegers.
dead.
In terms of physical strength, we see that MECHAGODZILLA was up to par, if not stronger.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about how cool their shoulder cannon was. Yeah, that was a good design.
GVK. Its supercharged punch was enough to send Godzilla through skylines, and its tail impacts enough to smack
it did,
Kong
and
to
it
the
broke
ground.
my mental
Jaegers,
brain for a few seconds.
Except that an evil pair of pilots would humiliate these Jaegers. This animal's strong.
Don't even need them. I just take over it.
Jaegers one by one, resisting any missile barrages or impacts inflicted by less dense weapons. But the
Look
most
at poor Chernobyl
devastating
that are
weapon
about
of
to
all
get
is
stumped to
its
death.
size
Those Russians
tail.
inside, they're like,
One
oh
pierce
no!
of these tips is enough to put any of these smaller Jaegers out of commission in seconds. But how would humanity defeat MechaGodzilla? Although it has become clear that
you know how you defeat him?
Jaegers is almost impossible, we must remember that MechaGodzilla was also human-built, and that there are also other forces at play here. No,
exactly what we've been saying the whole video.
Up in the heights of outer space, there is supposedly a satellite which transmits psionic signals or commands back down to the mech. This network allows the pilot and Ghidorah to control the mech remotely without them having to be housed inside
really,
the mech itself,
Ghidorah,
meaning that a well-targeted missile strike to any of these two locations would cause necessary disruptions for this thing to lose contact, lag, or even shut the whole thing down.
But here's the thing.
Jaegers fortunately don't
what happens when I've just possessed the MechaGodzilla body? It's mine then. That wouldn't work. Yeah, I mean, unless you were still being No, I think I just fully took over it. Alright then.
On the contrary, if this network's architecture was built in such a way that it allowed it to go rogue instead of shutting down, humanity would have instigated an even bigger problem.
Yeah, you did. Listen, we don't agree too often, but let's just say we kicked their butts this time.
Do you think humanity can stand a chance
you hear that, Goji Center? Don't
Kaiju?
stand a chance. I mean, but MechaGodzilla is like, again, a Jaeger, so it's the MONSTERVERSE's Jaeger. Yes, but it requires my brain. But there was more brains in Pacific Rim also. Oh yes, I forgot about video. It's almost like Pacific Rim was inspired by Godzilla. And it was. Heck, we made cameos, and so did Jaegers. Yeah, on that thing of monsters. Anyways, everyone, that was Goji Center's amazing video. Be sure to check out their video, link in the description. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Risk it for the biscuit, and peace! And thank you for editing, Donut.